All right, we're giving it up. We're giving it up for ladies and women. So we got guests all over the country wanting to come on board and give it up for the ladies. Dylan, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. Got me a nice little ride in this morning, so feeling energetic.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Hey, thanks so much for joining us to give it up for the ladies. And I really appreciate it, man. I, I
No,
wanted
no
to ask
worries,
you.
man. Anytime, man.
Oh,
Anytime. This is my passion. I got all girls in my life, so I got to make sure, I'm at the forefront, lead the
that's
way.
right. That's right, bro. No, I wanted you to name a woman in history or in your personal life that's made a positive impact.
Yeah, I mean, you can go down the list. I can probably go A to Z. But I think the one that really had the most significant impact, although it may not be what most people would think is impactful, was my principal in my first elementary school, which was a Seventh-day Adventist school, Miss Florence. Miss
Miss
Florence,
Florence.
yeah, not only did she advocate for me to with my education, but she saw some value and she was able to push me. So I never went to second grade based on the stuff that Miss Florence. I went from first to third grade. So Miss Florence
Wow.
lined me up and shared with me the importance of education.
Got it. So she saw something in you and she told you about it.
That is absolutely correct.
Wonderful, bro. Yeah, man. And so you said that you have four, you said four daughters?
Four daughters. That's correct.
How is that?
Man, character develop. I mean, character growth. Because each one of them are so different. Um,
Yeah.
you know, and now I'm learning how to engage each one. I mean, I didn't do very good along the way, but just I'm constantly striving to do continuous improvement on find out ways on how I can encourage them, build their confidence,
Yeah.
self-esteem. I mean, because ultimately they're going to be hopefully dating, married, and children and things of that nature. So
Oh, that's wonderful, man. Well, keep up the good work, man. Where you joining us from?
I am joining from H-Town, Houston, Texas.
All
Originally,
right, H Town
now
in
I'm,
the
I'm from
house.
I'm from New York now. Still got the New York. About 37% of New York still running through the veins.
Oh man, that's wonderful. Hey D, thank you so much for joining, man. We got a whole uh, list of people that wants to join on. When you get a chance, check it out, brothersmalls.com. And we just want to big up the ladies. And thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Have a great one. You good stuff that you're doing here. I appreciate it.
You got it, bro. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah, that's Dylan Raymond, and out of Houston, Texas. Beautiful brother. Again, four daughters, and you have four daughters and a missus. You could write a book. We're gonna have fun, guys. We're gonna extol women, and also you're gonna hear me say this over and over again. Real men love women. All right. And so there's so many women in history and so many women in our lives that we want to spend this time to celebrate them. Hey, do we have any more guests? Who was that? Put them on. Minister McLean, how are you, sir?
Oh, good evening, Brother Smalls. It's always a pleasure to see you and be with you. And this is a wonderful program.
Oh man, thank you for saying yes. You did, before I even asked you the question, you was like yes. So I really appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, man. This reminds me of an event that one of my organizations we do every Black History Month, the
Yes.
Gathering event. Men of New Rochelle, we do a phenomenal Black Women's Luncheon.
That's right.
We couldn't do it this year because of COVID, but we always have to take every opportunity to, like you said, big up our women and love on them
On
because
love on them. I totally agree.
they are God's gift to us and to the world.
Well, minister, you know the scripture, right? So it's like, he who finds a wife,
Finds a
you
good
gonna
thing.
finish? Okay.
Finds a good thing, man.
All right, and
Finds
obtains
a good
favor from the
thing.
Lord. That's
Amen.
right. That's right.
And
So I wanted to ask you again. You know the question: name a woman in your life in history that has made a positive and lasting impact.
well, I'm going to exempt my wife and my mother because they are my pillars, and my mother gave me life and nurtured me, and my wife saved my life. But
Yes,
the
sir.
but the woman that I want to highlight this evening is a New Rochelle icon. She's a trailblazer, and we're going to be celebrating her 90th birthday tomorrow. And
Wow.
that's no other than the Honorable Mother Pearl Quarles. And
Wow.
she has been, such a light to me as a young, African American boy growing up here in New Rochelle. She was one of the lights, one of the shining stars in our community. She
Okay.
was the first on so many levels. First African American woman, and I believe she might have been the first woman, but she was the first African American woman to serve at the county legislature. First African American woman to be president of the school board, and she's been a foundational member of the NAACP New Rochelle branch, and such a supporter and a light to me as I joined the NAACP and rose to leadership. I've always counted on her wisdom and her love to get me through. And she's been around and she's in the community. She served so many years, but she's still relevant today, and she's still necessary today, and she's still serving at 90 years
Well,
old. So she is a woman of integrity, a woman of inspiration, and definitely someone who deserves to be highlighted and celebrated as a strong, intelligent, loving African American woman here in New Rochelle.
without a doubt, man. I call her Auntie Pearl, and she has been just a pillar in this community and in our family. So
That's right.
kudos to you to present her, to say her name,
Right.
and we love her and appreciate her. And happy birthday, Auntie.
Amen. I call her Mother Pearl, and the last thing she's done all of that looking fabulous, with
Oh, without
style,
a doubt.
with grace, and at 90 years old, she's still a beautiful, elegant woman, and so um, you know all the accolades she deserves. She's well deserved, and I just like to mention a couple of teachers that
Sure.
affected my life and mold my life. One is Miss Fuller, Miss Gloria Fuller, who was my 7th grade science teacher, and at Isaac Young, and she went on to be a counselor at New Rochelle High School. Totally, changed my life. Another woman, Miss Forte,
Yeah.
was
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, I think. Go, bro.
I said Miss Forte was my writing for college teacher in 12th grade high school. She really perfected my ability to write a term paper. So writing is such a foundational thing, especially in what I do as a community activist. And so I always owe her a debt of gratitude every time I got to write a letter or write a position paper or whatever.
And nowadays, you got to write a lot of those.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for your contribution, Minister Mark McLean. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me, Brother Smalls, and keep doing the work that you're doing. God is blessing you. Amen.
Thank you. There you have it. All right, we had two gentlemen who could go on and on and on about the women in their lives. I'm gonna take a break and thank my wife, Tanya Iris Small. I mean, if you know anything about my story, she blessed my life in a really pivotal time, and she has been a blessing to me. She's my executive producer, and I'm better. I'm much better because she's my wife. We'll have a good time tonight. Yes. Yeah, we're giving it up. Hey, during the night, I also developed, or not developed, but actually was able to get some excellent videos. All right. These videos are courtesy of blackfacts.com. All right. And there are 3 videos there that I want to show. During the course of the night. All right. So we have the first video up, and we can talk about it after. What a beautiful day that was, right? To see the first woman, the first black woman to become the vice president of the United States. And we know that she is in that position because of so many women that have gone before her. And we're gonna bring up some of those ladies that have gone before her, but it's just an amazing accomplishment. All right. So we're gonna keep it going. All right. We have some special guests still waiting in a backstage. How are you, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Oh,
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you for deciding to, spend some time with us during the first Give It Up celebration. I
Yeah,
wanted
I'm
to
here.
ask you, name a lady in history, in your personal life, that has made a positive and lasting impact.
Well, the first woman that comes to mind is hands down my mother.
Sure.
And my mother, I was raised by my mother. You know, she was a single parent. Pretty much from I guess I was about 2 or 3 years old. So she raised me basically all the way until her passing. Um, she's an amazing woman, amazing woman. I learned so much from her. I saw her work tirelessly, prayed endlessly, and love unconditionally. And I saw her strengths. I saw her weaknesses. She was very consistent. She was one of the. She made me feel comfortable to say hallelujah out in public. And
Hallelujah.
yes, and so my mom had so many characteristics that was just amazing. And just I can just go on and talk about it. But behind my mother comes my wife. Who's
Yes.
an amazing woman, and in so many ways, I feel like I married my mom. And my wife is very much like my mother.
Wow, that's wonderful. Well, what do you think about the what we're doing right now is I think interesting because we have men extolling women, and oftentimes in society it's like a either or choice between like if you support women, you're not necessarily supporting men. Why is that?
I think there's some people in society who can't put the two together, and I think there's a compliment. Women compliment men, men compliment women.
Exactly.
There is such a thing as a yin and a yang. I think so. so, the finding the chords of compliment, I think, is sometimes a challenge, and therefore, either folks tend not to try to find that common chord, or they don't. Either they do or don't. So
No, I totally agree with you. Um, we shouldn't be in competition with each other. We should complement each other.
absolutely,
You know, yeah, and two are better than one, right?
yes.
That's it. Hey, Kenny, thank you so much for joining us and participating in this first Give It Up celebration for women. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna try to get some live interviews and also some interview, and also some additional videos.
Thank you.
And so
Thank you for
bro.
having me.
All right. Hey, you heard that? We don't have to compete with each other. We complement each other, right? So two are better than one. I'm just not really getting that whole narrative that if you support women or, I mean, real men love women. It's just the bottom line. Who do we have any more guests? Okay, let's bring up the next brother.
Yes, sir.
You're back, D. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, man.
What wonderful. I need you to introduce yourself, and I need you to tell the audience where you're joining us from, and then I need you to name a lady, a woman in history, or your personal life that has made a major impact.
No doubt, no doubt. Devon Douglas. I'm coming from Mount Vernon, right next door to my home, New Rochelle, where everyone I pretty much know is in that town. But we're still in the Westchester area. As far as what I personally do, I am an engineer, computer in the virtual infrastructure world. And to answer,
Stop being modest. Stop being modest. I call this guy anytime I have an IT issue.
well, I mean, I just, I try to lend my senses and my talents where it's needed and where it's, appreciated. Now,
Thank you, bro.
Now to answer your question about a woman in my life that I look up to or just have a high respect for, I'm gonna have to come out with two. All right. I know you asked for one, obedient, but I'm gonna go with two. I'm gonna go with the public first. That woman is someone that is looked at as a queen. She's a Harlemite. She met her husband in Yale at the Yale Drama School, none other than Angela Bassett.
Wow.
You might ask why her. Well, Angela, for the major part of my life, has been that woman that has shown grace. She has walked with dignity. She's very attractive physically, and
Yes, sir.
and her face is killer. But she always wore clothing that kind of reflected her physique without showing a whole lot of it. She always showed, because she loves to work out, she loves her squat, she loves to do her abs, and she stays fit, she stays ready. I love that. But what I also
we can talk
love
about
is
that, D. And we've had conversations about that. I mean, as far as women and how they present themselves, and so you're saying she presented herself well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, truth yesterday is truth 10,000 years from today. Not my truth, not your truth, but the almighty truth. We should
Come on
have
now.
truth. We should not have multiple truth. And I'm kind of tired of hearing people saying my truth and your truth. That's not true. That's made up stuff. So what I think she embodies is she is a woman that knows she's sexy, knows she looks good, carries herself in a manner where you're like, wow, she's hot, without being like, I'm seeing everything. There's nothing to the imagination. Her mouth is filthy. She always gave me that royal look, that royal talk, and the royal walk. And also, I respect her for not taking certain roles that don't fit with her morals and what she wants to bring to the culture. You know, she could have won an Oscar in 2001 for Monsters Woman, but she said that was not something that I want to do personally. You know, because if you saw it or saw clips of it, you know certain scenes was quite out.
Yeah.
So um, that's my public person. You know, I could keep on going. She's been in,
No, no,
Malcolm
she's
X.
amazing. She's amazing.
She's amazing.
So,
She's been in Malcolm
no,
X.
yeah, she's amazing.
She's a queen in Wakanda. How could
Yeah,
you can't
yeah,
go
no,
against
no.
the queen
We-
of Wakanda? Come on, man,
Yeah.
Wakanda, baby. See, you can't go down.
Woo!
And then what she didn't do was she didn't eat the cake. Eat the cake, anime. Eat the cake. You know
Yeah,
what love got to do with
man.
do that either. So
I'm
you know,
hoping we're getting a lot of comments. I'm not sure what comments we're having on that, but we could definitely talk about that later on. I'm looking, actually when people chime in, I want to be able to kind of respond to some of their comments, man.
Right.
Who's the second lady?
the second lady, um, the second lady is the lady that brought me my mom.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my mom, hard worker. Her mom died when she was 11, and being that young in the old country, she was treated, mistreated, and that kind of never really stopped. A certain amount of disrespect was always towards her, but she did for us this. She made sure we had meals, we were protected
Mm-hmm.
over heads, and she tried to guide us with the word of Almighty God.
So
And
if you gave me a
that,
word, I mean, the word that when you're talking to me, the word that comes to me is perseverance.
yeah, man. You talk about a person that my mom taught me how to work. She was working 2 or 3 jobs. Yeah, the typical West Indian type thing, but she had to do what she had to. She didn't want to receive tenderness, and so she hustled and she helped a lot of people on. And it just seemed as if we need to respect those that show us love, and sometimes we really don't do that. But she's all about education, math, present. Just going
Devon,
whatever you do and finish it.
no, thank you so much. Thank you so much for one participating in this first Give It Up celebration. Thank you for bringing two wonderful ladies, the names of two wonderful ladies up. Obviously, your mom and Angela Bassett. Again,
Yes, sir.
if
Royal.
to a man, every man that I reached out to, they could definitely do this show just talking about the women in their lives.
There's so many.
And so there's so many. There's so many. And we love women, right?
No doubt, brother. And not to take over your spot, but there's no reason why it has to be a healthy person loves and
Hey,
all right.
Truth is truth, right?
Truth is truth, man. Old school
man.
truth. And old school is new, and there's no such thing as new school truth. New school truth is old school. It should be at least.
I'm at Alvin's and friends, bro. All right,
Yes, sir.
So I may need to see you later on. All right.
Yes, brother.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Good job, man. Good job, brother.
Right.
I appreciate
All
that.
right, love you.
All right, man.
Love you. Yes, we're kicking it. We're extolling ladies. We're giving it up. You know, we're live and we're here and we're amongst friends. We're at Alvin's and Friends in Neuro Show, New York, you know, and we're having a good time. Right now, what we're going to do is our a second video extolling women of history.
I stand before you today as a candidate for the Democratic nomination for the presidency of the United States of America. I am not the candidate of Black America, although I am Black and proud. I am not the candidate of the women's movement of this country, although I am a woman and I'm equally proud of that. I am not the candidate of any political bosses or fat cats or special interests. I am the candidate of the people of America. a challenge, is to begin to prepare America for the fact that someday blacks will leave this country, that someday women will leave this country. That's what this is all about.
Wow, wow. That was an amazing clip. The Honorable Shirley Chisholm. Okay, you heard exactly what her focus was. She laid a foundation, and the foundation helped others. And we have a vice president, and in large part, it's due to women like Shirley Chisholm, who paved the way for women in politics and in other areas and arenas in American society. So we give kudos and thanks to women. Okay, that video was courtesy of blackfacts.com. We want to thank blackfacts.com. They did a whole month-long event extolling women. You can look it up, blackfacts.com. They do a great job with bringing black facts and history to the masses. We have. I think we have. We have somebody in the backstage. Okay, let's bring them up. Let's bring them up. Okay, wonderful. We got two brothers joining us here, and I'm gonna ask Mr. Simon to start us off. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, and yourself? Can you hear me?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for spending some of your time so that we can give it up to the ladies, and I really appreciate it.
Most definitely.
Hey, man, I wanted to ask you again, where are you joining us from? And then tell us give us a name of a woman in history or in your personal life that has made a positive and lasting impact.
Okay, I'm joining from Houston, Texas, and I would say that a woman in history made an impact on me. I would say I would start off with Ella Baker, a woman in history, kind of ties that actually impacted my life. The two of them share a lot of similarities. Miss Ella, one of my people that really don't really care about the spotlight, and most of them going to, what needs to happen, how it needs to happen, what they do. Those things feel for me as well. I'm just a person. I'm not going to like spotlight. I'm more so just like, what can I do to help? What can I do to help?
Thank you for that, bro. I mean, it's so important, man. We're here in this position and in our lives because of the women in our lives.
Definitely.
And it's important. It's so important for us to spend time. And we're giving the excuse of March, but we actually can do this every month. Quite honestly.
Oh, most definitely.
Yep. All right. So we thank you for that. So we have another brother joining us, Mr. I know him as Deacon Kurt Coombs. How you doing, sir?
How you doing, Brother Smalls? I'm pretty good today.
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for joining us. And you just like the other brothers were so quick to say yes to my request of participating. And so I wanted you to tell us again the name of a woman in your life in history that has made a positive and lasting impact.
Okay, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. My name is Kurt Coombs. I'm calling from the Bronx, New York. I'm a public administrator, and I work for the federal government. Great Smalls, we're affiliated with each other through Generation Church. And today I have to start off with my mother. I mean, she has been the biggest influence in my life. A woman that continued to be a big influence. Growing up as a little kid in Jamaica, West Indies, I always remember the respect that my mother received from everyone. She never had to tell anyone to show her respect. She showed respect to everyone, and everyone in return showed her respect. You know, she carried herself like an upstanding member of the community, and everyone respected her for that. You know, she made sure that her children were well respected also. You know, she dressed us well, she taught us well, and she was a great role model. She showed us how to live in that light, you know. She taught us good values, how to be proud of who we were. You know, wherever we went, everybody always knew us as the Coombs kids, you know. You know, so she was a big influence. You know, when we migrated to America in the 70s, things took a not so good turn. You know, my dad left. And that didn't stop her from being that disciplined person she was, you know. Her values and hard work and determination kicked in. She always wanted to make sure that her family remained upstanding members of the community.
Hey, Deacon Kirk, what's her name?
Oh, Rutella V. Coombs. Her friends know her as V, and everybody else know her as Mrs. Coombs.
That's it. That's it.
You know.
Thank you so much for sharing that history, and it's so important for us to acknowledge the women in our lives, the women in history. The women have made a positive impact in our lives.
Yes.
So I appreciate you being with us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Got it. Thank you. All right. I want to see if we have anybody else in the guest room. All right, we're giving it up for the ladies. I have one last video that I wanted to show, and then after that, we'll have closing remarks. And if anybody else is participating, we'll listen to them then. I want to thank everyone here at Alvin's and Friends. It's 14 Memorial Highway, New Rochelle, New York. Just a beautiful establishment. They just they really show out every single time when you come here. Such a beautiful ambiance, and we're just glad that they said yes when we asked if we could do this first Give It Up event. All right, so I believe we have one more individual that's in the guest room, and we're gonna bring him up now. How are you, sir?
From Smalls.
Hey, man, I need you to introduce yourself. I need you to tell people where you're joining us from, and I need you to say, give a woman in history or in your personal life that has made a positive and lasting impact in your life.
Deborah Benjamin. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina, and my mother and Gladys Dunstan, who's my adopted mother. They had very, very big impacts in my life. Gladys Dunstan definitely impacted me tremendously. And as far as someone I've never met who I've been influenced by, Sada Shakur. So Sada Shakur is definitely just very high up there for me. As far as
oh man, thank you so much. Now, I just talked about Alvin's and Friends, and now it's that we're getting into that ambiance now. You know, it's a beautiful Saturday evening. But I want to thank you so much, man, for joining me on this first Give It Up. It's so important that folks see us extolling, promoting, praising women.
I fully agree. And protecting the women.
And protecting.
Absolutely.
Very important.
Absolutely.
Very important. Very important. Hey, D, we're going to sign off, man. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I just want to thank you for having me. Definitely enjoy your evening over there. Thank you for
Hey, man, we're just getting started, man, and I appreciate you. And where are you joining us from?
From North Carolina, from the Greensboro area of North Carolina. I'm from New Rochelle, born and raised in New Rochelle.
Yeah, to make that clear.
I'm definitely 101. I'm in the South now.
That's what's up, bro. I appreciate you so much, man. And I appreciate all the guests that participated with this first inaugural Give It Up. And I don't want to miss anyone. So I want to make sure that I thank Alvin and Gwen Clayton of Alvin's and Friends. I want to thank Derek Hatwood and Devron Chambers of L2 Media Group. I want to thank Dale Dowdy and Ken Granderson. They are the founder and CEO of blackfacts.com. That's where we got all of those really informative videos about the ladies in history. Check out blackfacts.com. Thank you so much. I want to thank all my contributors, all my guests that participated. And I want to thank the women. I want to thank, I got to thank my mama. You know, I got to thank my mama. She raised all 5 of us on her own, and she's a beautiful, beautiful lady. And she knows I love her. I love you, mama. All right, this is the first of many, we hope, of Give It Up celebrations where we spend time to celebrate our lovely women of history and in our lives. Thank you so much, and you guys have a beautiful night. Peace.